You see him there again.
Brady loading up, going deep. Evans is open. He's got it in for the touchdown. Oh my God! Bobbles the ball. He's got a race for it. Camarda tries to get it off, kicks it, and it's an unbelievable job inside the 10. That is incredible. There's a penalty flag.
And there you have it. The Buccaneers are your back-to-back NFC South King. That is right. The throne stays here. Shout out to the Buccaneers. And again, you are here watching Bucs Report. I'm AJ Turnup right now. Man, this is a rapid reaction. You can all, again, be sure to take a look at us tomorrow at the Bucs Report, the aftermath, when we really discuss it from a logical standpoint, because right now this is purely emotions. 9:30 will be with Slick. Slick will be in tomorrow. But let's just let's give a major shout out to the players. Man, you did your damn job today. I'm very happy. I'm proud that the Buccaneers you beat a team that you needed to beat. And the offense came to life. Of course, game ball, Mike Evans, he's always been elite. 9 straight seasons with 1,000 yards. This man needs a gold jacket. 207 yards and 3 touchdowns today. Killed it. He for these haters out there, for the naysayers, Evans doesn't get separation. There you have it. This time, Brady finally decided to put more trust into the line. And I appreciate that, Brady. Thank you. You see what happens when you take advantage? Their best corner was out. That was our job. Take those shots. And you see what happens when you do that. Now your offense can get into a better rhythm. Now your offense can be lethal. And most importantly, now defenses have to respect it. The play action was working perfectly. Yes, and to Bucs Skull Games playoffs, here we come. That's right, Fred Moore, yeah, baby. Tom Brady and Mike Evans, they were the MVP. And I do think that for whatever reason, now I could be wrong, but I think the second half later on down the line, especially in the fourth quarter, the players just said, we're not losing this shit, especially on offense, because as much as I'm celebrating. Yes, I'm very, very happy. I'm so happy that the Buccaneers handled their business and did what they were supposed to do. Of course, I have to nitpick because now that we are in the playoffs, now we got to prepare ourselves. Byron, just the pass will set up the run, my man. We go through this every single week. The Bucs offensive line is not designed to run the ball consistently. That's not our forte. We are built to pass. Every time the Bucs were in play action or every time the Bucs were in a passing position, good things happened. When they ran the ball, it was always 1 to 2 yards. Sometimes they got 4 to 5. And here's the thing. The problem with Byron is he thinks that's a success if one time we break off a 10-yard run, not realizing that is just the players putting more in the work in, but that's not always going to be the case. Because to be quite honest, if the Bucs really, if Byron really stops doing that madness, the Bucs could have put them away earlier. So let's just start it off. Brady did his thing. 33 for 45. I mean, and over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then 1 in. I'm gonna tell you this, Mike Evans, you gave me a hell of a jump in fantasy today. So did you, Brady. So I appreciate you. Again, the offense, they finally did something really well. Only thing I will give Byron this when it comes to the passing plays, he did a lot better. I give him an average. I give him a C+ today for Byron. You still have got to stop being so predictable. The HB draw is dead, man. I'm gonna just be real. HB draw is dead. running up the gut is dead. It's stupid, man. It's too damn predictable. We see what you're doing, and you have to cut that out. You got to. You're putting your players at risk. Um, Again, shout out to Tristan Wirfs for a bounce back game. He did very well this week. Donovan Smith, he did his thing, but I also love the fact that Leonard Fournette, shout out to Leonard with chip blocking. This is what we need to do, especially when we're passing, because the play that I'm going to go to is I think it was the fourth quarter, and they when we got the we converted for fourth down, Leonard made a big ass block and he got it to Gage. That is what you need to do more often. I love that Fournette. I think he will fit really well in that role. Make him the guy to be the chipper to give Brady that extra time. That's what you want to do. That is exactly what needs to happen. So with the offense being Evans was just being a stud. He was just doing his thing. So was Chris Godwin. A lot of people don't realize Chris Godwin was doing a lot of the dirty work. Now, for people who got to get it together today, Auden, you gotta know better, man. You got to get better with your route runnings, and you got to finish, because that pass Brady should have chewed your ass out because you knew better than that. You keep going. You catch that damn ball. You might be going 20 yards up the field, but you made a good catch when it was on the drive that put us over with Evans' pass, and then you also scooped it up on the onside kick. So shout out to you for that. I do appreciate that. And let's check these comments here. Hold on one second. Yep. Buck Skull Gang says, think rest the starters next week. I would say maybe treat this like a preseason. The first quarter or first half, maybe you play them, and then after that you sit them down. So I can see that. That's the beauty of it, though. We are in a position where we don't have to be. One thing you don't ever want to do is take the destiny out of your hands. The Buccaneers made their own destiny happen by clinching this. Now you damn near can have a bye week if you want to rest your immediate players. And as I said, play the first half of your starters, sit them out, and then let's see what Kyle Trask is about. Let's see what he can do, because we're not going to be sure what Brady's moves are going to be. So at this point, I hope the Glazers and the coaches are talking to Brady and saying, hey, are you going to stay? If not, just please let us know soon so we can figure out what we have in Trask. Or if you are going to stay, cool. And I just hope Brady is taking him under his wing and teaching him. So this was perfect, because now we can rest. You can rest your starters. And I know Brady at the press conference said he wants to play. If I'm Bowles again, hey, you get a quarter or maybe a half, maybe. And then that's it. We're sending you out. Simple as that, man. We don't need this. It's irrelevant. Let's not get any more people hurt. Now let's get to somebody said Todd Bowles grade. I'm gonna still give Todd Bowles a C plus due to the fact on the defense today. The defense still did its job. However, with that being said, Bowles has got to stop playing so much dumbass cushion coverage. And this is why I don't like cushion coverage. If you see it, it's almost our corners, as I talked about it earlier, we're not built that way. You want to be physical. Sam Darnold had all the time because, one, our pass rush is still, we don't have an elite pass rusher. So we only do the best we can there. But when you give him all the time playing zone or soft coverage, that is going to give any quarterback a time to slice you up. So we can't continue to do that. And also Bowles' obsession with putting Antoine Winfield to cover their best receiver and CJ Moore, that wasn't intelligent. That was not a smart move. We love Antoine Winfield. He is good at what he does as a safety, but he is not a true corner. And that's no knock to him. He just doesn't have that recovery as a corner would. Sean Murphy-Bunting had a good game again today. So he filled the role very well, and shout out to him for that, because with Carlton going out, I was a little concerned because I guarantee you Carlton was in. CJ Moore would probably had no yards. He did a good job. So again, with the defense, and then also, man, Anthony Nelson has been playing his ass off, and I love it. Before I get to him, though, shout out to William Golston. People don't realize he was the unsung hero today on defense, stopping the run also. And then he was moving it in the pass rush. But back to Anthony Nelson. Anthony Nelson was just he is becoming more clutch, especially for a fourth rounder. With Shaq Barrett being out, that really hurts us. But I like the fact that with Anthony Nelson, as the game goes on, he always finds a way to make an impact and a splash. So shout out to him. The linebackers they did their thing today. Levante was being Levante. I do still want Bowles to move Devin White around some more. Please do that, because by doing that, you will put fear, because don't know also offensive coordinator does not want to have to deal with someone of Devin White's tenacity and his speed on the outside. So Bowles, still take a look into that, because I do think, again, this team, the Bucs could have put the Panthers away sooner if the defense actually they did their thing, but in in the beginning they messed up a lot. So they have a lot to learn from this game today. And with that being said, that means Bowles has a lot to learn. Stop doing schemes that do not work for this team. Load the box more often. I'm happy that they stopped the run. That was very important. It was really good that the Bucs were run defense did not allow the Panthers to establish a balanced attack. And only time they did is when we got into the cushion coverage. So we need to throw that out. We definitely need to get rid of that. That's the biggest thing. My biggest takeaway from the defense today is, if I have to critique them, is the stop playing cushion coverage and play man and play physical. If you get beat, you get beat. But at least you're not getting shredded apart and time is running out. But yes, and we have somebody who would like to join us. Yes, give me one moment. He said, "Can I come on?" Yeah, give me 1 second. See if I can get you on here, my man. All right, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 sec. See if I can get you on here. All right, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see if I can get you in on here, Eric, so we can have you talk. 1 second. What in the world's going on? Give me 1 second, and I'll get at you on that, Eric. But I'm gonna go through some of these comments. Yes. Bucks, welcome Ryan Jensen back. Yes. I honestly still don't think that we're going to allow Ryan Jensen to come back just yet. I am hopeful that he can play in the playoffs. That would be really good. If he can get in here into the wild card, that would be a major boost for us, because 9 times out of 10 we'll be playing Dallas, and we can use all the help we can get on that offensive line, and just his knowledge of the game, he will help. You can move Hainsey over to a guard, and with that will give Brady more confidence, because that is what helped the Bucs today. So that's what I want people to understand. The Bucs, Brady actually put more time into the line, and he went through his progressions, and that is what allowed the Bucs to get those deep passes to Mike Evans. And for the people out there who hate Donovan Smith, he does make mistakes, of course, but he is also the guy to the block. Tristan Wirfs, again, Ryan Jensen being on there will help this team. But right now, we still got to prepare as if he isn't playing. But I do hope so. If he is able to come there in 2 weeks, shout out to him. And that will make the Bucs offense even further lethal. So that would be really good. And let's see. I'm going to go to another question. Who wants to play first round, Cowboys or Eagles? Well, right now, I would go with the Cowboys just because we know what to expect of Dak. Dak is not who he is. Who he's just an average guy, and he doesn't know how to show up in the big moments. Uh, and if you stop Dallas's run game, I think we have the personnel to stop the run game. I'm not a big believer in Zeke. I don't think Zeke is. He's nowhere near what he used to be years ago. Pollard is a better weapon. And also, if you double if you double Lamb, I don't believe in their offense enough. But that also means the Bucs on offense cannot be a. I'll say it like this: if the Bucs can just pass, if they can do what they did in the third and fourth quarter, passing, we'll beat Dallas because Brady will know how to handle Michael Parsons. And also, if Leonard Fournette does that chipping again with and if Ryan Jensen is back, that means Brady will literally probably have an extra 2 seconds to make something happen. So this is where I would rather play him. I would rather play Dallas, but let's see what the Eagles do with Jalen Hurts coming back because he's been injured. So that is something to really look out on because if Jalen Hurts is not 100%, he might be a liability. Man, they haven't wrapped up the first round just yet. So if I am the Eagles, we got to see what Jalen Hurts looks like. Let's be real. If Jalen Hurts does not come in looking like he was like 3 to 4 weeks ago, it's open season on the Eagles because then they're going to be a run first team. The Bucs are going to be scary. Now, people can say what they want. The Bucs, man, they're going to be washed. No, the Bucs are honestly the most scared. Besides the 49ers, the Bucs will be the scariest team in the playoffs. Why? We have the GOAT. Why? Because we have more players coming back. Nobody is scared of any of the other quarterbacks in the NFC. Look what just happened to the damn Vikings today. They got destroyed by Green Bay. They got destroyed. Washington, you don't believe in them. Nobody believes in Carson Wentz anymore. Hell, the biggest threat to the Bucs to get to the Super Bowl is the 49ers, and that's because the 49ers have a plethora of talent on both sides. However, if the Bucs learn from their mistakes, again, the Bucs still have enough offensive firepower to match with the 49ers, and their defense can as well. Let's see if Deebo Samuel comes back. But no, the Buccaneers can be really dangerous in the playoffs because we already see if you keep the game close, Brady will find a way to get you guys to get us back to win it. It's really going to be up to the offense and what Byron is going to do to help this team. He has to stop being predictable. Let's see what somebody else said. I'm sorry. Both are very good, but I prefer to play the Cowboys and the Eagles. Jim Melvin, yeah, I understand that completely. Again, we can beat Dallas. We've done it before, and that was running the ball. And we don't have to use that same formula. I tell people again, if you go watch this game today, anytime the Bucs passed and Brady you saw more confidence today. He ate those sacks. I wasn't too mad at that. That is the Brady that I want to see where he risked it all. When he risked it all today, the Bucs were better on offense. Not all those silly ass throws where Fournette catches 10 catches. That's not going to win you games. They took shots and they took advantage of people that were not on the field. Without Horn being there, you see Evans owned Henderson all day. Evans was just doing his thing, and Brady had confidence. He allowed the plays to progress. And the line, this line that everybody likes to make fun of or go down on, that line gave Brady so much time today. Now, when he took a certain sacks, that wasn't necessarily on Brady. That was just a bad play call. Again, the Bucs still on offense. Byron still needs to use more crossing routes or shallow routes and slants and run some more spread. But most importantly, run the damn play action. The Bucs statistically are too good in play action, and we are statistically too bad to be trying to do runs. So that's what we need to do. And Super White Shadow 1 says, if the Bucs could solidify the offensive line, yeah. If Jensen can come back and be at least 70%, oh, absolutely. I agree. The Bucs line would be so much better because what that means, with him being better, that means hopefully Hainsey can go to the guard and just dominate. And that gives Brady more confidence and more time to run certain plays. So yes, I can understand that. Yep. And we didn't have Jensen in that game for that. Yeah. You're right, Eric. We didn't. But we all have to understand we still can't get our hopes up too high. Jensen has got to get his game legs back. He's been gone since July. So what is it now? It's January. It's a brand new year. That was last year. So I would just hope that he could get himself together. I really wish that he was good enough to play in Atlanta, but we know that's not going to happen most likely because I just want him to be in game shape. But we'll see what happens. I would love for Gronk to show up. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But apparently we tried to get him back in November and they couldn't come to an agreement. But that would work. But Otten had a really bad day today. He's got to learn how to follow through his routes and just catch the ball when it's in his vicinity. But yes. Let's see what it was the O-line's best game since the win over the Saints. Yes, I do agree with that. I do agree. But the line has always been doing pretty much a solid job. They weren't perfect by any means, Jim. But overall throughout the entire season, they did their part. It was Brady for a lot of times being with those throws, the quick throws that didn't let the plays progress. However, also we all know Byron also was not adjusting and helping the players out either. He wasn't using the width of the field. He wasn't taking advantage of crossing routes or short routes. When you are so predictable, that's going to make your offense look bad because then the defense, your opposing defense knows what you're doing. So they have to get better with that. Godwin got hurt early in that game. Yes, he did, but he toughed it out. So I'm very shout out to him. From what I'm looking at, if anybody out there can help me, I wonder what Godwin's stats are at this moment because last time I checked, I think he's only 32 yards away from having a 1,000-yard season. And that's incredible for what he's gone through. So shout out to Godwin, Warrior. One moment. Can you get the link? Yeah, let me see if I can get you in. Yeah, I'm sorry, Eric. I'm out here messing up. 1 second. Let me see if I can do something. Give me 1 moment. But I also see what you said. It's going to be interesting, Jim, who plays and who doesn't against Atlanta. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree with you to a certain extent. I think if I'm Bowles, Brady's going to want to be Brady. You play for a quarter and a half, maybe, and then you sit them down for their own protection. We don't need nobody else going down, especially someone on the line. So I'm with if I'm Bowles, you just got to put your foot down after a quarter or so, maybe a half. You're sitting down. So that's just my opinion. I think it would be better that way because we cannot afford injuries, and this game is meaningless, and we don't want Atlanta players to get cute and try to take one of our best players out. We cannot have that. We cannot. Yeah. And Eric, you're right. We do need to gain momentum in the playoffs, but here's the thing. Health can help gain our momentum because a lot of times a lot of our best players are dinged up and we want them to go. But this also can be a blessing because let's see what your second and third strings can do. You want to see what Trask can do because we really have to look in the future. We really do. We really have to look into the future. If we don't look into the future, you never know. We might have a golden gem sitting on the bench that can help us. Trask might be able to help us out in the long run. So let's just see who you have. So when the offseason comes, if we win it all or not, you know who's valuable and who's not. we know what starters are going to be good. So come on. And 1 second. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna send I'm gonna send a link in, and I'm gonna put the link in, guys. And when I put the link in, yes, my buddy Keith is gonna put a link in the comment section, and we're gonna be good to go. So once that happens, once he puts that link in, if you want to get on, you're more than welcome to. And yep, thank you, Fred. Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you, Fred. Godwin needs 32 yards to get to 1,000. The last time we did that is when Winston was here for his, I think it's 30 for 30 season, but still, when they're healthy, that's the best wide receiver tandem. I don't give a damn that Jamar Chase and them is in with the Bengals. No, the Godwin and Evans have proved much longer over the years they're the better receivers. So we got to stop this. We got to stop it. We got Bucs Skull Gang in the house.
What's up, man?
Bucs? How you doing, sir?
Man, dude, good. I know everyone was scared in the first quarter, first half. People were scared.
Were you scared?
Not really. No, not really.
You wasn't scared. Come on, Bucs Skull Gang.
A little bit.
I'm about to say you had to be a little scared.
How about
you? Had
you?
to be a little scared.
How about
you? Come on, and we're gonna add somebody else on here because we gotta get it.
How about you?
We got Eric Marino in the house. What's up,
Eric?
What's up, man?
Was you scared the first half? Were you scared a little bit in the first half?
I was at the game. I was nervous, so I usually go with my friends. But I went to my dad, who has never seen Brady play. That was his first game since 2012. I think the Redskins beat us on the last, back to the Schiano, and I think that was Josh Freeman, maybe Josh Freeman's rookie year or second year. Or
rookie
something
year,
like that.
2009? Oh, God.
No, I think that his last game was 2012. My dad's.
How was the crowd noise?
It was crazy.
Hold on, Slick is in the house too. Good God.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year, Slick.
What's up, guys? But hold on. Well, besides, because I called this earlier. I said Evans. I said all these three people, and they showed up in their own ways. I said Evans, Godwin, and Otten has to show up. Evans just fuck, man. He in my fantasy, he made me do a damn cartwheel. Gave me like
99 points in my Yahoo Fantasy League.
Man, yes. And Godwin has just been to see him come back from that nasty injury from the punk ass Saints.
Yeah,
I love the fact
they did that because it was a get back. Because what happened to Jameis Winston? That was
which is bullshit. Because nothing happened to Jameis. That was just a good tackle. But yes, Otten he made up for his mess ups. But yes, we are all guys. Give me in one word. I'm gonna go across one word to describe your feelings towards this game. Slick, since you came in, one word.
Better. It's better.
Okay.
There were lapses where we were piss poor, to be brutally honest.
Yes,
defense had a few naps, but they ultimately they made more splash plays. They weren't as consistent as they were against other teams, but they had a bit more splash, a bit more flash, which was nice to see. Anthony Nelson continues to be an absolute wrecking ball. He is a brilliant rotational piece. Antoine Winfield had to find his feet a little bit more, but from the offensive side of the football, it felt like there was no quit. So it's just better. And if they can bottle this up and take it into next week, clean up the errors, there's no reason. There's no reason, guys.
There's no reason. What about you, Eric? One word.
I was on the game. Stressful, but, I mean, we got to win, Win's a win.
Stressful. That's fair.
What about you, Bucs Skull?
Well, playoffs, baby. Let's go.
I love that shit. Don't it feel good? I'm telling you guys, when I was at
division champs, back-to-back champs. Let's go.
The throne stays here in Tampa.
You know what's funny though? I was in the Panthers streams earlier, right? I called in, right? Didn't want to answer the phones. Well, where's the bets at now? Where you at, Panther fans? Where you at?
Oh yeah, no, guys. I guarantee you. Please watch ESPN and NFL Network tomorrow. All the bullshit that was talked about. Jim said that I was terrified.
Yes,
they were talking especially Greg Jennings.
I was at the game. I was terrified. I was. I'm not. I mean, I'd be lying to you if I wasn't nervous. Slick,
I was laughing.
Curry.
I was honestly laughing, going, "This is going to happen fucking again. It's going to be." I was at the back of my mind. I was like, "This is going to be our Saints again. This is going to be like the one team that we can't seem to fucking beat will be the fucking Panthers." And I'm like, they got a bit more into it. And I was like, "Okay. The deep ball's fucking there."
This is the Bucs versus the world now. The Bucs.
Yeah.
Everybody counted this out all season long. Everybody counted this out.
I think there's a fair few people thinking if we get into the playoffs, we can still make some noise because don't count Brady out.
Right. Bucs, the skull game. The reason why people started counting us out later is because when our line went down. Remember, the Bucs were favorites to win it all before the season because our line was solid. So
highest chance to make the playoffs. Imagine that. That's what the highest percentage to make the playoffs.
You guys, we don't need a first round bye. We don't need a second seed or third seed. We did it in the Super Bowl. We did it when we won the Super Bowl the last time.
Yeah, wild card.
Yeah, wild card. It proves it.
Oh, absolutely. No, you're hungry. Oh, absolutely. No, we're going to be dangerous.
Remember that's what Tom Brady said early in the season? This is his revenge tour. This starts now.
Unfinished business. The unfinished business.
I don't care what kind of tour it is, just win this damn game. But I'm with you though, Slick. Earlier, I was getting pissed because every time the Bucs were on the move, Byron just had to just mess it up. Eric, let's look at it like this. Every time they ran the ball, nothing happened.
I was like, stop running the fucking football.
Yeah.
No. 2nd and 9, and then you run the ball, and then you 3rd and long. You can't do that. Second, and then you set up 3rd and long, and then and then they're gonna send more pressure. It's 3rd and 9, and then I'm like, what are you doing? You set up 3rd and long.
If Godwin didn't never fumble the ball, that would have been touchdown, boys.
Possibly. Now, I will give you that because they were in a rhythm, but Eric is right. Every time, and Slick has said this so many times, Byron sees one successful move, and this is his mind. Let's do it again, not realizing that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Every time the Bucs were passing, we were killing. Carolina wanted no parts of the pass. No parts.
My run game coordinator. I want to go to my run game corner. If I'm Byron Leftwich, I'm going to my run game coordinator and go, right, how'd the running go on that drive? And he goes, Coach, with this. This is where we're at. This is our average for that drive, yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Next drive. We're not going to run it as much. Or we'll have you've got to counter blow. Everyone has to, right? And they did have some success running the football. And it was exactly the same as the other games. There are games where we get absolute chump yardage. And then you watch that drive where we could have finished off the game there and then. There was no worry about no fucking field goal, this bullshit, whatever. We still couldn't get it done because we ran the football, and they knew we were going to run the football. And there was not enough creativity on the line to do that. I did like
the crowd noise, Eric.
They sat that for the go-ahead touchdown to finish off the game. I loved how they set it up to make it look like a standard run play because on 4th down he's going to do it. You don't know he's going to do it to get the touchdown always. So they could have easily just ran that ball in if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Set it up. They window dressed it up. It looked really pretty, and then Tom Brady goes and does what he does. I do think Leonard Fournette was unlucky though.
Yep.
Yes, he was. He was.
A punter get credit today too. A punter.
Oh, absolutely.
Man, that might have. I mean. Because he falls on it. Carolina's got the ball at the 40, our 40-yard line. Who knows what happens? We miss the extra point. They get a touchdown, extra point. They win the game.
Absolutely. That was
question.
Motivation. What's up? Somebody said a question.
I saw a report about Jensen moving to guard and leave Hainsey. I don't know how that would work.
Hell no. No, Brady.
No,
kicker needs to be fired though. I heard a lot of people, Buck fans, say the kicker needs to be gone.
Oh, Suckup. No, that's ridiculous. No, Suckup.
He did have a bad game, but look how many times he won us games this year.
Yeah,
you're
right.
Arizona.
About this, one thing I noticed when we're in that point and we got the 30 points, right? Why don't we just go for 2? Then the game's completely outside. They're not going to score 2 touchdowns. If you don't get it, they still have to score a touchdown and a field goal. It makes no difference.
Yep.
The only difference is they can win it instead of tying it. Well,
Yes,
the
on that
defense is never
offside
going to let
kick,
that happen anyway.
guys.
So first,
Wait, hold on. I see something in the comments. I have to really disagree. Super White Shadow 1. No, sir. That's not true anymore.
Bucs even went play action on some of their plays before they even ran to that much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you need, Super White Shadow, is receivers that know how to make it happen. If you have receivers like we have, you can do a play action all the damn time.
Julio
It's not
Jones,
about
Russell
that.
Gage,
Yeah, it's
Chris
not
Godwin,
about that.
Mike
Yeah.
Evans.
Yeah, we have the personnel. No, play action works when receivers can get separation, which Mike Evans clearly showed today. Oh God, Slick, on Twitter, I was giving people the blues. I said, yeah, this isn't Evans getting separation. Yeah, this isn't Brady not throwing the deep pass. Wait a minute. I thought Evans couldn't get separation. Or wait a minute. They finally designed plays to work in his favor.
Yeah,
Was this the Tom Brady playbook, or was this
This was definitely a Tom Brady playbook by the fourth quarter.
especially the up tempo. You know, I mean, you're down 14. We get 7, and then we talk, and then he didn't even look Evans' way. You know, it's 4th and 1. You can't get 1 yard. You can't throw a fade over Josh Norman. You already burned him. He burned him twice.
Yeah,
like bad.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I got a question for you. How's the crowd noise over there in Tampa? Was it that good, loud? Is it
loud because I saw Donald like this a lot. So
when we went up 30-21, yeah, it was crazy.
It was loud.
My man, yeah. No, I've been in the Bucs stadium. It's great. It's amazing.
I've been to a couple of Bucs games since Brady wasn't been here. It's been too much money. It's expensive. I can't.
I don't think many of us can, to be brutally
exactly.
Hey Curry, I saw something that the Bears are gonna try to trade for Godwin. That's in like an article. I'm like, why?
There's always that kind of fluff pieces.
Right. Yeah.
And Evans too. Like, they're not
a shopping list of what they think they can get hold of. And yeah, he's had a bit of a bum year, so maybe it's the psychological thing here of them going, well, he's hadn't had his best year. He's only had a couple of 1,000-yard seasons, but he's been a dependable guy to go to. He may not be a true number one. I think he's a number one number two. Godwin.
He's 1A, 1B. He could be number one.
That's kind of what I'm going with. Yeah. And they're thinking, he's not had the greatest year. Maybe we can slide something their way. And they go, wow, we paid him a bit of money. Maybe something can be done there. I don't think it will.
Bucs would never trade his ass. Bucs would never trade him.
No, they won't, because Brady Godwin is the kind of guy that Brady loves. He's that kind of receiver that he connects.
I'll trade Russell Gage before I trade Julio Jones.
I'll trade Russell Gage right now, but and not for a bad reason. But if you're gonna give me a good pick, let's say if Bears say we'll give you a second round for Russell Gage, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
I would take that. I would take that all day.
And then draft I don't know if the receivers coming out this year, but maybe draft a speedster.
No,
6 foot.
I want a left tackle.
Left tackle.
I'm sick of seeing holding calls on touchdowns. I'm sick of seeing big runs being blown off.
It's not Smith's fault all the time. It's not his.
You can get a very speedy wide receiver in the fourth easily. They're there all day long because they don't have much more in their skill set. Speedy wide receivers generally can only run a very limited route tree. Look at the speedy wide receivers that we do have. He's leaving
Miller. Scotty Tilley. Where's he been at?
Where's he been at?
Richard Pierman. Where's he been at?
Well, Pierman is inconsistent. He's always been that way. And the most thing with a lot of receivers that are speed guys, if you put enough pressure and jam them, they're not strong. Most of the fastest receivers are typically they're not 210 or something. They're like 160. That's why Scotty gets pushed around sometimes when they.
Could we trade Scotty this offseason? Would you trade Scotty?
His contract's done.
Yeah, his contract's done. You're not going to get anything for him. If anything, Scotty is going to want us to come back.
You can keep Cyril Grayson. You don't need to worry about that. Cyril Grayson is just not far as off as fast. You can keep him. He is a guy that's in and out of the lineup, so you're never going to have to pay big money for him.
Yeah.
He's had that walk-off touchdown, so we know he's capable of Scotty Miller-like plays. Yeah. I wouldn't. Unless there's somebody in the draft that I really like, you could probably go and get a true speedster in between 4.
Would you draft a quarterback in round 1 now? Would you guys
No. You don't do anything yet.
AR-15.
What's up?
AR-15 in the 4th round, maybe.
No, because here's the thing: if you don't
He's
even
good.
know, you don't even know, we don't even know what we have in trash. That would be a waste. I look at
For
it
backup
like this.
purposes.
You have to be careful.
How about Jacoby Brissett?
Hell no.
Hey guys,
I'm
we'll have
sorry.
Blaine Garbage is a free
I
agent.
don't
though,
want
you
to
guys.
talk about next year because
Yeah.
we're still in this year in the
Right,
fucking
yeah, right.
playoffs.
That's what
Let's
I'm
talk
saying,
about
guys.
next
Yeah.
year when we
Let's
have
think about this.
we got weeks and months leading up to the
Yeah.
draft, and we're talking about what we're going to do in the future. Come on, let's talk about today.
Yeah, I
we don't
know.
need that. Yeah,
We're
we
just
don't
joking,
need
you guys.
that.
We're just joking.
Hell, let's talk about the Bucs now. For all we know, the Bucs again, the NFC is wide open. Who saw what Green Bay did to the Vikings?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Niners,
And
the Niners worry
two
me.
brain fart games that they've had.
I was scared of the
That tells
Vikings.
you they can be
I thought
smashed
the
if you
Vikings
want
was a
to.
scary team to watch. I thought the
No,
Vikings
they're
were
not.
scary.
Because again, Slick said it best. When Kirk Cousins don't show up, he don't show up.
Which Kirk Cousins you're going to get? You're going to get Kirk Cousins, the winner, or you're going to get the guy who's going to stink up the field. Everyone's going to laugh at, and he's being paid a boatload of money to do it. Now, I don't disagree. He's a great fantasy player to have on your fantasy team, but I don't trust him to win for my franchise.
I
Not
don't
the
either.
amount of money he's being paid.
And let's be real with the Eagles. It's going to get a concern if Jalen is not. This game that they play next week, that's going to determine if Jalen is back or not. If Jalen is not even, if he's not at 70%, they're going to lose the first game.
It said he's playing. I heard.
Yeah, and that's not good for a guy like
supposedly he pushed the play last week, and he was throwing, but you can still see that he was having some pain in the shoulder.
That's why I want the Eagles.
I rest my case.
No, I'd rather have the Cowboys.
Yeah, I'd rather the Cowboys because you still have a better chance of beating them because we know Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott
we played the Eagles in the playoff last year, though.
Who?
We played the Eagles in the playoff last season.
Yeah, they're a different team.
They're much better.
Yeah, have you seen their wide receivers from last year?
They got Darius Slay. They got
AJ Brown.
Who's the other corner opposite Slay? He used to play with the Panthers.
Oh, Bradbury.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, when it comes to Eagles defense, I'm not too concerned because the Bucs, they can't cover all of our receivers. If Byron just calls an average game again, we can get it done because now this is why you brought Julio here. Julio can make a big impact in the playoffs. Mark my words, because if Dallas,
he's got the most active yards by a receiver right now. I know he hasn't really done that much.
The Cowboys got T.Y. Hilton too on offense.
I'm not worried about T.Y. Hilton.
I was wondering
about T.Y. Hilton because you know who on our defense as corner who's actually stepped up, and I have to give him credit. Sean Murphy Bunting.
Yeah,
look like he's not Sean Murphy burning anymore. He's actually coming back into the form that he was in when we won the Super Bowl. So now, with that being said, I still Bucs go. I would like to play Dallas because again, Dak is not going to get there, and you can stop them. They don't really have. CeeDee Lamb is a good receiver, but he is just a number one receiver on paper because he's with Dallas. I think overall, he's like a solid number two guy.
He's a slot. That's all he is.
Right, exactly. And if the Bucs stop the run, which they can, and you know what? I honestly feel like Anthony Nelson is going to make some damn noise in the playoff because he's an under the radar guy.
Is he paid? Is it time for him to get paid this?
Maybe. I mean, he's not
massive. Hopefully. So I mean, they didn't put him on IR. I don't know pectoral. I don't know if he sprained it. I don't know if it's a small tear, a strain.
Yeah. Somebody said I wish Barrett was coming back. No, Barrett is cooked. You're talking about Nassib. I do agree. I think, but this is where
How about Carlton Davis? Do you think we get him back?
Carlton will be just fine. If you're the Bucs, you don't even play him until the playoffs. Keep him healthy. You can everybody else out there. Honestly, you play your starters the first quarter, the first half, then everybody else sits because you want to see what you have in your reserve.
We can only get the 4th seed anyway. We can't go down or up anyway.
Yeah.
So this game is a bye week, basically. This should be a bye week.
This is how I wanted to get everyone else's idea. Me and you've spoken about this before. Now the game's done. We've achieved what we wanted to achieve. are you still in the same mindset of it's the bye week game? We play till the half, and then we let we get a look at maybe you're going to get a look at it, Kyle Trask.
I don't want to lose in season. I want to win in season.
But we're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter about winning season. We're still in the playoffs.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, the only reason I was thinking about this, because before I was 100% with AJ thinking, yep, I see it as exactly that too. And I've got thinking a little bit more, and I'm like, but do you want to spoil the momentum of the team? And that's a different thing as well, because it's almost like that week bye that teams get, and they just don't quite get back into it. For this team, they've just hit like the right button. Do we really want to mess with that right now? And this is the question. This is going to be interesting, because if they go balls to the walls and win it, and then they start winning playoff games, then we can say, great.
How about if we blown the Falcons already? If we're blowing them out, I think we're going to blow them out.
Well, that's how you got to approach the game, haven't you? You've got to approach the game with, we're going to go out there. If
you can play, then they can play.
Now,
we're about to blow out this.
If they blow them out, then yes, I agree.
We haven't blown anybody out yet, so let's.
That's my point, and that's what I'm saying. What I don't want is, because let's be real, it's still an NFC South foe.
It's a dead game, to be fair.
It's a dead game, and you do not want
just
unnecessary shots. You don't want unnecessary shots. No, I do want them to play maybe a first half, so they can also, like you said, keep their physical condition up and momentum. But
you win. Turn around and say, win the half. That's all we got to do. Win the half.
Win the half.
It doesn't matter if you win the half and you're 21-17. Okay, well, we won the half. Job's done.
Yep, exactly. And I want to see what we have in.
Because we want them to hurt Tom Brady.
We don't want them to hurt anybody. We don't want nobody to get hurt.
Trask dresses.
Who?
I would dress him just because.
Trask.
Yes, I'm dressing.
We don't know what the future is with the future quarterbacks. So there's only be one quarterback that's definitely in that room next year, 100%, and that is Kyle Trask. He's 100% in that room.
Can we tag Brady? Must be in the room? Can we tag Brady?
But you know how much that's going to cost?
He's retiring. I don't know, man.
Nah,
I don't think the Buccaneers have the money, because you've got to pay a premium to what the highest paid person in the NFL is.
Because we're
35 million.
We're still in no mode, you guys.
Wait a minute. We got another person in here. What's up, Rick?
What's up, Rick Hughes?
What's going on?
Nothing.
Playoffs, baby. Let's go, Rick Hughes.
Happy?
Are
you happy?
Rick Hughes, are you happy?
I think Rick is speechless.
Happy New Year, Rick.
Happy New Year. Are you happy? That's all we need to know for this.
How you feel?
Can't hear me?
No, you're going in and out.
Is that better?
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Am I happy? Of course I'm happy. Holy crap.
We didn't know.
I mean, we have played two great quarters this year.
Yeah.
This is the best game all year.
Yeah. No kidding. I mean, I'm look, guys,
are you feeling it?
Am I feeling what?
So give me your overall outlook then, since we are in the playoffs. How do you feel? Who do you want to play, and who do you feel that the Bucs can still win in the playoffs?
Look, I say get them in there for a drive or two, and then get everybody out of there. I mean, maybe maybe Jensen can get a little work.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Right. I don't care about next week's game at all. At all. The only thing that can happen. What's that?
Can we just forfeit and have it as a bye game?
Yeah, fine.
Take the last bucket. We don't give a shit.
Yeah, we didn't show up. I mean,
our train got grounded. We're stuck. We can't go. We can't
exactly. I'm good with that.
We can't go up or down.
Listen, here's the thing. The only thing that can happen that matters is injuries.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
So maybe a drive or two. You get some guys a little bit of work that need work, but let's let Gabbert get some work, man.
No, Kyle Trask. No, man.
Kyle Trask is number 3. He never even won the backup job. Everybody, please stop talking about Kyle freaking Trask. I
Didn't play in
remember
this game,
Josh Rosen. Stop it.
Josh Rosen can be. How about this? Blaine Gabbert will be a free agent next year. Have you thought about that?
It's not next year.
Right. Again, it's we focusing. So okay. I'll ask again, Rick. So if let's say if we rest everybody and Jensen does his thing, who in the playoffs would you want the Bucs to play between the Cowboys and the Eagles? Because since that's what it's looking like.
Oh, you guys don't want my answer to this question. I mean,
we won.
Guys, if I have to predict what's going to happen, we're going to get our hat handed to us in round 1. Okay, by either team, it doesn't matter.
And why do you say that?
Why are you saying
we
that?
have not played a good game this year.
We just did.
We did not. We played a good quarter.
If you play like that against a good team, you're gonna get, excuse my language, but you're gonna get your butt whoops.
That was language.
It's just, well, I was gonna say another thing, but it's true.
We just hold D-Hop last week to 4 yards. one of the great wide receivers in the league last week. 4 yards.
Yeah, but who was throwing in the ball? Trace McSorley.
Listen, man, we scored 20 points out of 30 in the fourth quarter because we were losing.
We can do it again, can we?
Okay, we did not play a good game. We played a good fourth quarter.
We're a fourth quarter team anyway.
Great, wonderful. How's that going to work in the playoffs for you?
Now, I will say this, Rick. Only thing that I will object, between the Cowboys and the Eagles, the Cowboys are not going to be tossing up points on us like that either. The defense will do their job. Dak is not that guy that's going to blow you out like that.
Look, if I got to pick who we're going to play, I'll say the Cowboys simply because they have a history of really screwing up in round one.
That's
the home game, Rick Hughes. Is that
what? Hey, Curry. Hey, I got family around. You guys have a great New Year and go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Thanks, man.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for your time.
Sir.
Appreciate you.
And yes, I did predict that Evans was going to go off. I got, sometimes you win them, sometimes you lose them. I got this one right.
Me too. I said it in the earlier announcement.
Bucs beat the Cowboys week 1. We can do it again.
I agree. I do agree, but it's not because of the same reasons. The Bucs are not going to run it down their throat like we did in the first game. We have to.
Why were the Bucs able to move the ball so well at the end of the game? Because Tom Brady was willing to take a hit. He took some sacks.
I agree. The
fact that he was willing to take some sacks meant the routes could develop, and that's the reason that we had a decent that we did what we did. Why Brady threw for 420 yards or whatever the heck it was. It's because he was willing to take the hit. This is what Brady does in the playoffs. Anybody who looks and sees what the Bucs are doing right now, what they did today, is far more what you're going to see in the playoffs because Brady's willing to take the hit.
Right, but that also will be a good thing too, because I agree with what you said. I said that before you got on here, before anybody else. I said Brady was allowing the plays to progress.
Yep.
And also he was willing to take sacks.
I'm wondering. I wonder why Brady wasn't doing this all season long. Was he just doing this on purpose?
Because he's 45 years old and his body can't recover from taking hits like a young person. So what does he do? He gets rid of the ball in under 2 seconds. I want everybody who hates Byron Leftwich to stop for just a minute and ask yourself, hey, geniuses out there in Twitter land and Facebook land, you guys, I want you to ask yourself one question. How good of an offensive coordinator would you be if you have to make sure every route is run and your receivers are open within 2 seconds and the other team knows that every play you only have 2 seconds? Because that's what Leftwich has been dealing with all season. Brady getting rid of the ball in under 2 seconds. Routes can't develop. The defensive, everybody just lines up in the box, and then you say, well, we can't run. Well, no, joke, man. We can't run simply because everybody's in the box, because Brady is going to get rid of the ball that quickly. So all you do, you keep everybody in the box. You cover the receivers for 2 seconds, literally 2 seconds. You cover the receivers for 2 seconds and send everybody hard right up the set. Run blitz, and there's nothing that the offense can do. That's why in the fourth quarter, when Brady starts throwing deeper and Brady starts taking chances and we start letting routes develop and doing things so that we can move the ball, that's why things look different in the fourth quarter. And I'm telling you, Brady will play that way in the playoffs. So what we're going to see from the Buccaneers in the playoffs, we haven't seen yet. We got a taste of it today.
Playoff football is coming, boys.
So Rick, you're basically you're saying, hey, if Brady is willing to take the shots, take those hits, and let the plays progress, the Bucs can make a little noise in the playoffs.
The Super Bowl champions.
What I'm saying is, if Brady's willing to do that, we've got a shot. I don't know because I don't know what to expect.
Right,
champions this year, you guys. We could be champions.
I mean, it's just, but as you
simmer
saw,
down, Sparky.
I'm just saying, Rick. As we saw the games today, nobody in NFC this year is official. Look at what happened to the Vikings. They got their ass whooped today.
The Vikings have been outscored on the season prior to today. Their opponents had scored more than them. So that's the Vikings. The Vikings are, look, they're beatable. Not easy, but they're beatable. Everybody is beatable. But the Eagles are going to be tough to beat.
The Eagles, you think so?
Let me tell you something.
Saints beat the Eagles today. The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, but they didn't have their starting quarterback, man. Listen, here's the thing. Nobody, we had a hard time with Carolina. We had a hard time with Arizona. Why do you think it's going to be so great in the playoffs against the good teams?
Well, the only reason I have hope in that, because again, as we just talked about, all those teams in the NFC that are in the playoffs, they're not
the Giants too. Don't forget about the Giants.
Yeah, nobody's invincible. As you said, the Vikings are beatable. They're more than just beatable, because with Kirk Cousins, you don't know which
absolutely everybody is beatable, but stop thinking, oh yeah, we got this.
No, it's not we got this. No, we don't have this. No,
we're 8-8.
Yeah.
We barely beat the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, we did. But I always take that with a grain of
salt. But we are the Bucs, though. We have Tom. As long as we have Tom Brady.
You could say, like, when the Bucs played in 2020, when they barely beat the Giants on that one Monday night game. I look at it like, what's done is done. Let's see what they're gonna do moving forward.
Okay, what's done is done. Okay, sure. But let me ask you this.
What's up?
Who do you think teams fear playing more?
The Bucs
in the playoffs. Okay. I think they look right now at teams like Detroit and go, I don't want to play them.
Or the Packers.
Packers, I don't even know. I don't think the Packers are going to make the playoffs.
No.
If the Packers win next week against the Lions, the Packers are in. The Lions beat the Packers, the Lions are in.
Right.
Who do you think wins?
I think the Lions win.
Yeah, Detroit is a scary team. Don't get it twisted, but Detroit, the talent hasn't gelled enough just yet for them to be true contenders. And their biggest thing is they have a big weakness in run defense.
Mm-hmm. They've won what, 5 out of their last 6 out of their last 7.
Again, they lost.
Would it be a red hot Panthers team, you guys?
I wouldn't say red hot.
Red hot?
Yeah, I wouldn't say red hot. No, that's media talk, because they just got destroyed against the Steelers the week before. So no, they weren't red hot.
The beat Lions team, you guys. The beat Lions team.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's unpredictable. This is football. One week somebody's gonna look good, the next week it's not. I remember people thought it was something when the Colts beat the Chiefs. It just happens. That's the NFL.
Yeah, I am not saying that the Bucs can't win in the playoffs. I'm saying
thank you what you said in the chat. Yeah, the Panthers smoked the Lions last week. They smoked their asses.
Yeah, that's the one game they've lost in 8 weeks, I think.
I think they won 5 games the last 6.
I think it's 7 out of their last 8, I believe.
Yeah, the one but 5 wins.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm not. The reason why I don't fear
This was a quality win.
Detroit is because I know who they are at this point. We like Goff, but Goff isn't gonna be that guy. That's just not. He's not there.
Are you guys fear of the Giants?
No,
Barkley and Deion Jones.
Goff has gotten his team to the Super Bowl before,
and he lost.
What's the Rams?
So did Dan Marino. What's your point?
Well, no, but Dan Marino is not. Jared Goff is not no Dan Marino. Dan Marino.
Listen, if let's give Jared Goff his due. He got the Rams. He helped turn them around and got them where they went. Now he's gone to Detroit, and he's done with Detroit what Matt Stafford never did in Detroit. So let's give that guy his due, okay? I get it. He's not the cool guy, the popular guy. But stop for a second. He's won, I think, 7 out of 8. If the Lions go to the playoffs, just let this wash over you. Jared Goff got the Lions to the playoffs. Nobody should say a freaking negative thing about that dude.
The league doesn't let it happen. They're gonna let Aaron Rodgers get into the dance.
No, I agree with what you're saying, though, Rick. No, he's done a good job, but I'm talking about in the long run. I don't think that they have the talent to last.
Thank you, Jeff.
The last, but I do agree with what you're saying, though. That is a team that you would have to go, oh damn. But the reason
what's their record?
Let's read Jeff comments.
They're 8-8, just like us.
Read Jeff comments.
They're 8-8, but you are right. The Lions are 8-8.
Thank you, Jeff. And Jeff again. Jeff got a couple good comments.
The Lions are a discount version of the Bucs. No, I mean
the one before that.
Okay, they smoked the Lions last week. That's awesome. We barely beat Arizona. What's your point?
Right. No, I do go by week, and I do think though, the simple fact though, and you got to also look at it like this too, Rick. If the Bucs can always hold a team under 20 points score, Brady will find a way for this offense to click,
win the game.
Now they can't do that.
Comebacks.
The playoffs. You can't continue to do that because that's how you get blown out. The Bucs, if the offense can literally be average in the first half, if they could put up 17 points in the first half, there's no reason that they shouldn't win games. But they have to. You're right. 2 quarters of football is still unacceptable. You got to play.
Listen what Mike Evans can do today. If Mike Evans could score touchdowns like this, we'd be good to go.
Yeah, but Mike Evans he's not going to always be playing backup corners either. So you have to look at it like that as well. It's just that's just how it is at this time. The Bucs just did their thing though, and I do think
nobody give us no credit. We still don't get no credit.
That's fine. I don't mind when we don't get the credit.
You do.
I don't mind that because that just makes us hungrier.
Yeah.
But with that, again, hold on. I think Rick lost. Hey,
sorry about that.
No problem, Rick. No problem, Rick.
Thank you, Jeff. Read Jeff's next comment, please.
My point is Jeff said this, Rick. My point is Carolina has been playing well. They won basically a playoff game last week. Today was a good win.
Jeff, you're going, Carolina's been playing well, but then you're discounting what Detroit has done. Okay? Detroit's been playing better than Carolina has. So stop. Come on. I get it. I'm not saying the Bucs can't win. Okay? I'm not saying that.
That means
Carolina.
Does that mean Carolina is better than the Lions? The Bucs are better than the Panthers?
What? No, it's just it's any given Sunday. It happens. Sometimes some teams come to play, and sometimes they don't.
Right. But my point about what Jeff was saying is oh, the Lions are a discount version of the Bucs, but and then he's going, Carolina's been playing well. Detroit's been playing better than Carolina has.
Carolina beat the Lions last week. Does that mean the Bucs are better than the Panthers?
What?
I mean, I know what you're trying to say.
No, I'm just trying to say, don't say one's been playing well and then ignore the fact that the other one's been playing well.
Right. Look, he's saying you got to give props to both teams.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're saying because, yes, Detroit could be a dangerous team. I don't see it, but
I don't see it
different
either.
to win in this league.
I see Philly as the class of the NFC. Okay, Philly is probably the class of the NFC.
What do we rank at this year? What are you having us ranking at?
What do you mean? Where I was ranking?
What do you have us? What do you have us at? What do you think we're at
in the NFC?
Mm-hmm. You think we're top dog?
middle of the road.
I mean, we're in the playoffs. We're 8-8. Okay, we are an average team.
But
we are 8-8.
Remember a couple years ago when the Panthers went to the playoff with that record before the Panthers went to the Super Bowl?
No, they didn't go to the Super Bowl with 8-8. They were 15-1.
No. Back in the back when Panthers played the Broncos.
No, they had a better record than that at that time too. I think they were I think they were like 12-4 that
I'm not
year.
even sure what does it have to do with what I'm saying.
Remember the Giants? Giants beat the mighty New England Patriots undefeated season 18-0.
You're trying to convince me that the Bucs can win. I'm not saying the Bucs can't win. The Bucs can win. I'm not saying that they can't.
Okay, and you know what?
Come on.
Somebody said something like he just said the Bucs look like a one and done, but so have other teams. So who have gone a long way. I do think that the Bucs are in the best position health wise. They have been since week 2.
I agree completely with that. Now that is good. Yes, Jim, I agree with you completely on that.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm trying to say, guys, is everybody when the Bucs lose, and everybody on social media and everybody on these things, they're all like, everybody's fire Leftwich, fire, Bulls, fire.
Funny though.
And then they win the next game, and it's like, oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. I mean, we're 8-8. We are. We are what we thought we were.
Yep.
I mean,
but we have Tom Brady. As long as we in the hands, we have Tom Brady. Just remember that as long as we have Tom Brady, anything can happen.
I mean, I want to hope that too.
I do. I want to hope that as well.
Yep.
I also want to win the lottery. And I'd also like, I'd really like a nice big juicy steak and baked potato right now. Unfortunately, I don't have one in my house, and I don't have a lottery ticket. But what I do have is a team that's going to the playoffs. So out of those 3 things that I want, the most likely is the Bucs winning the Super Bowl.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay, now that would be right now you're right. We just need to take it one game at a time.
Right.
What we don't want to do is get our hopes all the way up and then we go and play a real good team, and we get out there and we get embarrassed, and then we go, this is a travesty when
we're
right from the wall.
What is a fair question, and what Dave and I are going to get into on Tuesday on our show, is this very simple question. If the Bucs win one playoff game, was it a good year? If they only win one playoff game and then get their hat handed to them in round 2, was it a good year?
I guess yes.
That's a good. No, that is a really good question. I like that. I do like that question.
So that's something to be thinking about.
I do like that.
All right, guys. Listen, I'm gonna run.
Yeah,
nice talking to you. Have a great night. Tuesday night, everybody tune in. Bucs Live.
Yes,
right here on Bucs Report.
My man. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Take it easy,
Rick.
Bye-bye.
Take it easy, Rick. But yeah, I'm gonna get ready to head on out too. I'm gonna let you go, Bucs Skull Gang. Always appreciate you, and go Bucs. But as you guys can see, yes, we have our everybody has their own ideas and interpretation of what to expect. We're just happy to be in the dance again. So anything goes. I'll leave that here with you guys. I think I do agree, Jeff. Now for Jeff, for me, the reason why I agree with it's still Super Bowl or bust, in my opinion, is because the keys were handed to Bowles to make something of it. Because last year, remember, our defense was criticized back then for being shaky. Now that the defense was supposed to be much better, and we just have to see. We still have enough talent to get through it. But we'll see. And I still believe in this team, and I hope the best. And I'm going to look at one more comment. At 14-0, yes, it would be a good year. At 30-24, it would not be a good year. I don't know. For me, it's a Super Bowl or bust. But if the Bucs, let's say, after all this turmoil, they get to the NFC title and they lose, I can't say it's a bust. I'll say it's a disappointment, but not a bust because of what we've been through. But again, excellent episode tonight, guys. Please be sure to stay tuned tomorrow, 9:30, for the Bucs report. Bucs report, guys. Stay tuned tomorrow for Bucs report aftermath. Okay, the aftermath, 9:30. We'll have Slick, and then again, today was just emotion. That's why I'm just so turned. I just sobered up not too long ago. But yes, we will be in tomorrow at Bucs report aftermath with Slick and I. So again, if you want to find me, you can also. I just dropped a recent video. It's about Bucking Time with AJ Turnup. You can also find it on Instagram, Flex Luthor _813, TikTok, Flex Luthor _Luthor 813, A Turner 24 on Twitter. And again, hell of a win. NFC South Kings. Let's get it. Go Bucs.